Hi Cancer, hope you had a fabulous week. Welcome to your week ahead reading. This is your first card out. This is for week also commencing the 22nd of September. I shall pick it up, don't worry. Oh, we have clear your mind. These are your messages for next week. And trust the universe. So this is the first quarter moon in Aquarius. Trust the universe. Last quarter moon in Gemini. Clear your mind. Are you overthinking something? I don't know. Is there something to do with you've just got so much on your mind you just don't know which way to turn? I mean, we can all relate to that. But let's have a look. Let's see what the tarot's messages are coming for you. Look at the roses. Second week. They are, oh my gosh, can you believe it? They still look pristine. Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, let's get on with your reading. Dear spirit guides and angels, please join me in this. Got to take that, haven't I? Reading for Cancer, make it helpful, hopeful, and healing. We do have Bella in the room, who's grumbling and groaning. I don't know now if she's just responding when I talk. She seems to groan. She thinks I'm talking with her. Right, focus for Cancer we have already. The Devil. Okay, opportunity, please, and thank you for Cancer. The Four of Cups. Oh, I beg your pardon, Four of Wands. And challenge is the Eight of Cups. Interesting. We have an eclipse coming in the next 24 hours, and that's when we decide to release things that don't serve us, or an opportunity to do so. And what's bubbling under the surface for Cancer is the Star. Love that. And advice and outcome. Gosh, my tummy just rumbled. And that is the World. I love that. Achieving goals. Now, the Devil is a focus is next week. It can be you need to focus on what's not serving you, who's not serving you. You know, maybe it's time to cut ties with those that just expect more and more from you in a very negative manner. The Devil comes and we have toxic relationships, people around us, work colleagues. It can relate to your relationships even. But the focus of the Devil is what's not serving you. What are you overdoing also? What are you overcommitting to even? That was my bottle then just pinged, just as I said, what are you overcommitting to? Is there somebody that, you know, or a situation or a job that you're in that you just feel like you can't walk away from because they make you feel tied to them in a, you know, not so good manner? Can also be about looking at what you're doing that's not serving you. Are you perhaps not being quite so healthy at the moment? Are you overeating, over drinking? There's something to do with next week being, just be careful, Cancer. Four of Wands, though, is your opportunity, and this is celebration. I feel like there's a bit of a sense of freedom here too, especially with that Devil. Once you overcome things like that, it's like, wow, you know, let's all celebrate in the home now. It can be to do with moving house, also an opportunity to look at moving away, or even stabilizing the home life. It can be, especially if you're dealing with somebody who's quite toxic, that gets dealt with equals a happier home life. You know, it could be somebody who's just really negative around you, and you decide enough's enough. But the Eight of Cups is your challenge. So it's like you do know there's something not serving you, but you're finding it very hard to let go of and walk away. Eight of Cups is about leaving things behind. And as I say, we do have an eclipse coming now. As I've said before, I am definitely not an expert on the moon and astrology, even though I did get a comment this week saying they feel like I should really do that a little bit more. And trust me, I'd love to, but I also have a family and I work full time. But the Eight of Cups, and I can assure you, if you want to watch somebody who's really good at tarot and astrology, Chris Minopon Tarot and Jimmy's Tarot Ship, absolutely fabulous. Anyway, Eight of Cups is where you're struggling to, you know that something's not ticking that heart chakra, but you need to leave it behind because you can see something bigger and better as a future. And it's just, I don't know, with that devil energy, I just feel like you feel it can even be your mindset, your thoughts, your heart. If you, if you're perhaps leaving a relationship, um, but that person still makes you feel like, but I rely on you. You can't leave me. Where you perhaps you're looking after somebody, but you do have to make that decision for yourself at some point, Cancer. Now, the Star card is what's bubbling under the surface, and this is your need to heal, to overcome something quite dramatic. The Star card comes after the Tarot in the Major Arcana, and the Tower is about big change. Something's crumbled, big, something around you has happened quite chaotically. And this is the need for you. You know what's good for you. You know what's good for you, Cancer, and what you need. You can also feel that next week you're probably going to be quite in touch with the universe, perhaps. So look out what you're dreaming about. If you meditate, write down what's coming in for you. You could be getting messages, especially as it's in your subconscious there. And her connection to the universe, look at that. She's looking up. She's got that beautiful telephone line even. And it's that simple. And then we have the world. Now, I love to see the world with the devil as your focus. It's like you're moving on from something. You've wrapped it up. You've decided, no, Eight of Cups, I do need to leave something behind. Again, maybe your heart is still hanging on to somebody or a job or something, but your head is saying, no, I need to move on. And the world's advice and outcome is, yeah, this is done now. You're free to do something new. Let's have a look. The devil. The devil is here, attributed to Capricorn as your focus for Cancer. Tell us more, please, and thank you. Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords as a focus is if you've been saying to yourself, I really should move on from this. I really need to stop doing this. The Knight of Swords as a focus is stop talking about it and do something about it, because the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight in the deck, attributed to our thoughts, our mental, our logic. And once he's made his mind up, it's like, wow, I want it yesterday now. So it's kind of like the focus is make your mind up, but just be careful. It'll happen quite quickly, whether you want it or not. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Let's all move on quite quickly, and you will cope with that very, very well. You've also got clear your mind and trust the universe in your messages. Let's just do one more on that Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords could also come as a little bit of a warning, because they're very pushy and they can be quite manipulative with the Knight of Swords. Now, with that devil, it can be, especially if you are trying to leave something behind, you're trying to walk away, they can be very persuasive, if you like, to persuade you not to do it. Five of Wands. Interesting. Five of Wands is about, you can relate to the Five of Wands with people at work being very egotistical, very argumentative, just not people that are in your tribe, if you like, being, they're just not on the same page as you. And you're dealing with that. They can be very toxic. Five of Wands, yeah. Focus on leaving those, egotistical people behind. Just have a little spring clean of perhaps your mind and your tribe, if you like, people around you. Four of Wands is your opportunity, and I just feel like a happy home. It's like once that's dealt with, it's like there's an opportunity for it to be, become more stable. Cancer, you've just turned up in your own reading, Cancer. This is the Chariot attributed to Cancer. Now, the Chariot is a major arcana, and it's, again, facing our fears, facing adversities. That's what he's doing. He's facing full on, looking at you straight in the air. He's not looking left, not looking right, he's looking straight ahead. He's jumped in his chariot, which is a moving vehicle, if you like, and taking control and going, right, that's enough. I'm off. I might have to leave my kingdom here in order to do this. Maybe with the Four of Wands, with the home. You might have to leave your home. There's an opportunity to get away from the home. But knowing that you can do it, knowing that you are strong, you've turned up in your own reading, that puts you in a position of power and strength, but also knowing that there are adversities ahead of you and hurdles, if you like, that you can overcome. I feel for some of you, once you've made your mind up with this devil energy, it opens you up to a lot more, that you know that there's still perhaps a bit of a long road ahead, but you can see now, and you have the oomph to want to do it, to get good control again. And people within the home, maybe, you've got supportive family around you, perhaps they're celebrating for you. And as I say, he does leave his kingdom. For some of you, it may mean that you need to leave home. You need to leave something, whether it's permanent or temporarily. Now, the Eight of Cups, you can see the Chariot is about moving on. Eight of Cups is about walking away from some feelings, from something that's not ticking the heart chakra, because cups are emotions, our relationships, matters of the heart. Seven of Swords. Wow. That's a challenge. Seven of Swords is the lying, cheating, stealing card. Somebody being sneaky behind your back, somebody cutting communication from you, not having the best intentions. That's that devil energy. You know you should be walking away and leaving it behind. But maybe the message of this is you've got to be very strategic about it, though. And that's what you're struggling to do. Can't help but think that Knight of Swords, that Seven of Swords, and that Devil are all the same person. Maybe you are dealing with a Libra, Aquarius, or a Gemini, or it's all related to that devil energy. Somebody being pushy, somebody being manipulative. Maybe you thought, your thought is that you can't trust them, and so you need to walk away, but it's very hard to cut ties. Let's do one more on that Seven of Swords. Why do we have the Seven of Swords for Cancer, please? As a challenge. Star card. Wow. Okay. I feel like somebody's pulling the wool over your eyes a little bit. The Star card is about healing and hope, and they are stealing, if you like, your want to move on to heal, because they're keeping you tied. That's, yeah, a lot of air sign energy here. Now, the Star card, as I say, is, you can see she wants to scoop up that water from here. I'll have to cover up her. I will colour these in because I think it's awful to have to keep covering the cards up. But she's scooping the water up there from the pond there, and she's nurturing herself, and she's pouring water also on the outside here so flowers can grow and she can start, to repair and have faith and hope. But this person, or this job, whatever it is, completely steals that away from you. Maybe they've given you the expectation that that's what will come from this relationship. In actual fact, that wasn't their intention at all. Yeah. But the Star card, you're still holding on to that, Cancer. It's like, yeah, I know deep down it's coming, it's coming. Yeah, look at that Nine of Wands in your... This is the card of you're nearly there, don't give up. You're not giving up. You still have this hope, this faith, this want to heal, to move on. You know you're nearly there. Yes, you might be a little bit battle weary, because he is. He's got a bandage on his head. He's been through quite a lot to get here. But he's not giving up because he knows he's at a 9 and 10 is his goal. But if you do feel like giving up, don't, because you've got the world as your advice and outcome. You're nearly at the end. The world is the final card in your journey, if you like. It's the final major arcana in the tarot. And this is reaching goals, end of eras. Ka-ching, Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity coming in. You've got the final card, and then what you get, clarifying that, Ace, new beginnings. Ace of Pentacles, new offer, new job offer, something to do with some sort of offer that by closing the door on one thing, it opens something else for you to have more financial opportunities, even because it's out of Pentacles, more time, more energy to focus on that. Wow, what a reading. Do one more on the Ace of Pentacles. Please clarify also the Ace. It's too many. The Ace of Pentacles for Cancer. Yeah, the devil can make you feel, you know, that, I don't know, especially with that Knight of Swords, it's somebody being really manipulative around you next week, trying to talk you out of something even. Oh, Two of Swords, it's your advice and outcome. You've got more pathways than you thought. Opportunity to choose one now. That's what she's doing. Like, she's contemplating which pathway to go. Again, trust your intuition. But, you know, when we see blindfolds in the tarot, it's saying go within. Yeah, don't look at other people's expressions. Don't, you know, ignore this Knight of Swords for sure. Wow, love that for you, Cancer. Right, let's finish with a message from the Ancient Stones Oracle. What final message do we have, please, and thank you, for Cancer? We have find your center. Oof. Stay true to you and call it to you. Wow. Stay true to you. Don't let somebody else talk you out of something, you know. So stay true to you, what you want and your belief system. Call it to you. Trust the universe. Beautiful cards, aren't they? That was a very deep one, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed that. Have a fabulous week. Thanks as always for being here, and I'll catch up with you next week. Take care.